In this session, we are going to first give a general overview of subspace clustering methods. Why do we want to do subspace clustering? Just because many clusters may exist only in some subspaces. Subspace clustering actually tries to find clusters in all the subspaces, from the low subspace like only 1D to 2D to 3D, as far as we can go. Here we just show some pictures. For example, the original data sets. Visually, you can see there are 4 colors, means 4 clusters. However, they intermingle together. If we project only on dimension A, we may find red and blue more well separated, but the other color is somehow cluster mixed together. But if we project on dimension B, we'll have different view. Dimension C, we also have different view. But if we project on dimension A and B, in this 2-dimensional space, we find the green and the red actually is far separated from the other parts. Okay. So you probably can see, project on different dimensions, you get different clusters. Subspace clustering method, in general, we can get into axis parallel versus arbitrary oriented subspaces. Okay. Axis parallel means the subspace we're going to find, we're going to search, are in parallel with some axis, like in parallel with x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, or their combination like x-y plane. Arbitrary oriented subspaces means actually the real cluster could be not correlated with x and y, these kind of plane, but it's tilted in some way, you may be able to do some transformation. Subspace search methods essentially is just based on axis-parallel subspaces. Then we try to search and find clusters. We can use bottom-up approach, that means start from 1D, then combine them into 2Ds, 3D spaces, and higher one. Top-down approaches means you first find it in a higher dimension space, then you try to finding the lower ones. Then search and clustering in arbitrarily oriented subspaces essentially is we can do correlation-based clustering methods. For example, we do PCA-based approaches. We're going to introduce a little more detail later. So that's the one you may find if you transform into certain orientation, you may reduce the dimensions, you may find nice clusters. We will also study bi-clustering methods. Especially bi-clustering methods could be optimization-based or enumeration-based methods.